G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel, and we're going to go over some tips for round 4. Before we go into round 4 though, we've got round 3 to sort of cover. It was a pretty disastrous round, but before I get into it, I'll chuck a link down below for some more content that I've been doing lately, a bit of a project that I've been working on with a few of the fellas, so yeah, a bit of a podcast going on, so the link's in the description below for you guys to check that all out. Plenty of banter, plenty of footy talk discussed there, so if you want to see some extra content outside of the cats and the tips each week, click on down there. And if you're new to the channel, welcome, subscribe away, like the videos to yeah, keep these tips rolling. We'll go through how I went last week though, which it wasn't a very good week. Don't think many people would have done well. Okay, so I think I got about 3 right, so let's just go by the ones I got right. So wrong. I got that one right, that one wrong, which I think the whole of Australia would have if you're a serious tipper. I got that one right. So yeah, 3 out of 8. The Essendon Melbourne game obviously didn't go ahead due to COVID-19. Interesting circumstances there, which I'm sure will be discussed in the podcast. First game up, we've got Sydney and the Western Bulldogs Thursday night, and this will be the SCG. And Sydney, they've had a very good win over North Melbourne last week. The Dogs also recorded a decent win against the Giants in a pretty low scoring dour affair, but I'm going to go the Swans. Being at home, the Dogs haven't played great footy just yet, and yeah, I'm just a little bit more comfortable with what Sydney can do at the moment. They've won 2 games and looking slightly better team at the moment, so I'll pick them in on their home deck as well. So GWS have Collingwood at Giants Stadium. The Giants have been pretty disappointing, it has to be said. The Pies haven't done much wrong at all. I don't think they've lost a game yet. They've obviously had the draw, so they've won everything else and a draw. I have to go the Pies because I trust them more than the Giants at the moment, even though it is at Giants Stadium. They've won there before and had no real dramas, but yeah, I'm going to say the Pies. The Swannies, I reckon 2 goals. Pies, I'm going to say 4 goals, but anything could happen. We saw what happened last week. Port Adelaide have West Coast at Metricon Stadium. Port Adelaide, they've not put a foot wrong. They've won every game. They haven't beat amazing opposition just yet, but they're ticking all the boxes and playing a really good brand of footy, which is the main thing. West Coast struggling. It has to say McGovern's suspended and he's injured, so and their midfield's just not competitive at the moment. I'm going to go Port Adelaide on that note. 5-goal win, thereabouts. They lost by 5 goals last week, so let's make it 5 goals again. Yeah, Port Adelaide have been playing well at Metricon. I know West Coast haven't, so that's their mind's not in at the moment, and they just want to get back home, and even the coach voicing that as well. St Kilda have Richmond at Marvel Stadium. This will be a very interesting game. I trust Richmond just a bit more, even though they've had a horror couple of weeks. They've scored below 40 twice, which probably hasn't happened for an incredibly long time, if ever. St Kilda, they obviously were really good against the Dogs and not so great against the Pies. I think they'll be up for a big task here. Saints certainly a chance, but I'm going to go to Tigers by 3 goals to get the win. Just trusting a little bit more. This game will be very interesting and could chip. could chip. My tip could change for this one. Essendon have Carlton, obviously, at the MCG. Obviously, Connor McKenna, the news will obviously change throughout this week, and that could affect the entire team. If the entire Essendon team's playing as expected, I'll tip the Bombers. If there's a lot of changes that are going to happen, I'm obviously going to tip Carlton like probably everyone else. So I'll just tip Carlton for the meantime. We'll see what happens. I don't even know about that one. We'll see what happens later. Gold Coast have Fremantle at Metricon Stadium. Plenty of football being played here. Gold Coast, geez, 19 losses in a row, and they have just put it all to the sword. They've been absolutely sensational in 2020, starting from the pre-season. Freo have lost 3. They've been competitive, but not quite able to get across the line. So on that note, with Gold Coast amazing form, and they're pretty tough to beat at home, and even tougher to beat at home in 2020, I'm going to tip the Suns by 4 goals there. Brisbane have Adelaide at the Gabba. if there's going to be a response, it's going to be this game for Adelaide. But I'll tell you what, Brisbane, not doing too much wrong either. They've been really solid. Midfield has been quite prolific and kicking goals and causing havoc for the opposition. So the Crows are barely competitive at all. So on that note, I have to tip Brisbane, probably a 7-goal margin there at least. But who knows? If the Adelaide don't respond there, it'll be very interesting to see where they go from there. Melbourne have Geelong at the MCG. The D's have a little bit of an extra break. They had a bit of a scratch match at the MCG. So we'll see how they recover from that. Wouldn't have been too full on, I wouldn't have thought. Geelong, an incredibly disappointing loss to Carlton at home. They first lost to the Blues at GMHBA since 1996. They obviously haven't played many times down there, but yeah, the Cats obviously couldn't get into the game until the last quarter, and yeah, Blues were way too good on the night. I'm going to go Geelong by a couple of goals, but I'm not incredibly confident on that. We'll watch this space on the Cats, but yeah, I'll say the Cats just with pure talent, but talent's one thing, executing it's another. The final game we have is Hawthorn and North Melbourne, Marvel Stadium. This is a tricky game, but I'm going to go North Melbourne. They seem to like Marvel a little bit more than Hawthorn do. Hawthorn obviously very impressive against the Tigers. I think that was a really good emotional response to obviously how it all went, but I think North got them last year at Marvel. Obviously Hawks had a hot start then, but North got back into the game and did what they had to do. So I'm going to go North by a couple of goals. It's going to be a close game and a tough game to tip, no doubt about that. So that's pretty much it, guys. Chuck in your tips down in the comments below. Like the video, subscribe, all that amazing stuff, and I appreciate your support for watching on, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.